everyone. This is Palak Vadaria from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. Today we will discuss the subject that is network theory, and in network theory we will discuss the topic that is a source-free circuit and time constant, and that is related to first order system. Now already you know what is a first order system or circuit. A system or circuit that consists only the one energy storage element, that is known as a first order system. Now in that, what is a source free circuit and how we can find out the time constant, that we will discuss in this session. So let's start our today's session. First we will see what is a source free RL circuit. Then a source-free circuit is the one where all independent sources have been disconnected from the circuit after this one switching action. That means already we have a one source, but that source is disconnected after the switching action. So the voltage and current in the circuit typically will have the transient response due to the initial condition. Because of that voltage source, see, some energy will present in either inductor or capacitor, and because of that you will get some transient response. Then that kind of the circuit is known as a source free RL circuit. Now the example is this. See here the switching, that is t equal to 0, my switch is open. Before that the 40 volt of source is connected to the circuit. So what will happen, because of this 40 volt there is some energy in the inductor. So after that switching action, okay, you will get some transient response because of that initial condition. So this is known as what is a source free RL circuit. Now let's discuss this in detail. See, this is what is the example of source free RL circuit. Now here, first of all, see, when my switch is open, here I am just consider that is switch. Condition of the switch is what? It's open. Now when switch is open, I have to consider this diagram. So just draw that diagram. Here the diagram is like this. And I am interested to find out this current. That current is what? Is the I of t. The value of inductor, that is 2 Henry. This is 16 ohm. Here we have a 4 ohm and here we have a 12 ohm. Alright. Now see, this 12 and 4, that is connected in a series. So what we have? Here that is 16 ohm. Here also in parallel we have a 16 ohm. And then we have this inductor, that is of 2 Henry. See now carefully, this 16 and 16, that is connected in a parallel. And here the current is what? Is the I of t. So 16 parallel 16, what we get? We get the value, that is what? It's a 8 ohm. Because 16 multiplied by 16 divided by 16 plus 16. And this is what? Is a 2 Henry. And here the current, that current is what? Is a I of t. Now it's a simple RL circuit. As such, there is no source present in this circuit. So we can consider this is what is a source free RL circuit. Now here see, this loop current is what? Is the I of t. Now easily you can write the equation of I of t. See here, equation of the I of t, that will become 8 into I of t plus 2 di of t by dt, and that I have to equate with the 0. Why? Because as such there is no energy source present in the diagram. Alright. Now we know that in a first order system, the equation of the first order system is what? Is the di by dt plus p into I, that equal to q. So we do not have any coefficient, that is multiplication with the di by dt. So let's divide this equation with the 2. So what do you get? di of t by dt, that equal to 4 into I of t, and that I have to equate with the 0. Now here, see the value of p, that is what? Is a 4. Value of q, that will become what? Is a 0. Alright, because the coefficient of the I of t, that will become P. And the coefficient, that is simple, equal to, and that is become what? It's a Q. So now, we know the solution. Solution is what? It's a I of t that equal to Q by P plus K into e raised to minus Pt. This is the direct solution of the first order system. So you just substitute all this value. So here I of t that equal to 0 by 4 plus k e raised to minus 4t. Okay, 0 by 4 is what? It's a 0. So I of t will become what? It's a k into e raised to minus 4t. But this is known as a what? General solution. But we want to find out the particular solution. Particular solution, that means here we have to substitute the value of k. And that value of k, that we will get using the initial value. How? See here in this diagram, when switch is closed, okay, when switch is closed, at that time what will happen? See, I'll just draw the diagram. Here we have a source, that is what is a 40 volt, then it's a 2 ohm, then we have to consider this is a close, then it's a 12 ohm, then here it's a 4 ohm, here also it's a 16 ohm, and yes, we have to consider this inductor, that is here. See now, if nothing is given to you regarding the initial condition, then what we will consider, that is, we will consider that as a final condition, or we can say we will consider that as a steady state condition. And we know that in steady state condition, inductor, that will be represented as a what? Is a short circuit. Okay, so this current is known as a I of 0. Okay, this current is known as a what? It's a I of 0 minus or plus, or you can write down I of 0. Now, see here. Here you have a two parallel path. One path resistance is 16 ohm and another path resistance is 0. And we know that current always take the 0 resistance path. And see, remember, this is true whenever you have a one path resistance is 0. You cannot apply when one path resistance is 1 ohm and another path resistance is 100 ohm. Alright. This is true when you have a one path resistance that equal to 0. So simply what you can do, you can neglect this 16 ohm resistance. So our diagram will become, here I have a 40 volt. Then here I have a, this is 2 ohm. Then it is 12 ohm. Then it is 4 ohm. And here just like this, because simply we have neglected the 16 ohm resistance. Now what I'll do, I'll just find out the R equivalent. So total resistance of the circuit, that is what? It's a simple 12 parallel 4 plus 2. Because the 12 and 4, that two resistors are connected in a parallel. And that we have to add with the 2. So when we solve this, that is what? 48 divided by 16 plus 2. And that equal to what? Is a 5 ohm. This is the value of R equivalent. Now, what I'll do, I'll just find out the total current. That is I total. How I get the I total? So total voltage is 40. That I have to divide with the R equivalent. That is what is the total resistance of the circuit. So that equal to 40 divided by 5. So the I total, that equal to 8 ampere. See now this current, this total current, okay, 8 ampere. So now this 8 ampere will divide between these two resistors. One is the 12 ohm resistance, another is what is a 4 ohm resistance. So what I can do? Here I can apply the current divider rule. So the value of I of 0, that will become total current, that multiply by opposite resistor. And here my opposite resistor is what? Is a 12. Because I am interested to find out the current through this 4 ohm resistance. So I total multiply by 12 upon 12 plus 4. Now just substitute the value. 8 multiplied by 12 divided by 60. So here what we get? 6 ampere. I of 0, that equal to what? 6 ampere. So that means when t equal to 0, the current is what? Is a 6 ampere. See, already we have this equation here. When t equal to 0, our current I of 0, that is what? Is a 6 ampere. Now you can substitute this value in this equation, right? In the general solution. So what we get? Here we get that is 6 that equal to k e raised to 4 into 0. So this is what? E raised to 0, that means 1. So value of k, that will become 6. Now simply you just substitute value of k in this equation. So that will become your particular solution. So the value of I of t, that will become 6 e raised to minus 40 ampere. So this is the answer of the source free RL circuit. So same manner you can find out the source free response for the RC circuit. See here, a source free circuit is the one where all independent sources have been disconnected from the circuit after the some switching action, and the voltage and current in a typically we will have some transient response due to the initial condition. So here also you can find out the V of t. Okay. Same what the method we have used to find out the response in a source free RL circuit. Same method you can apply. Now next we will discuss the time constant of RL circuit. So this is the diagram of time constant. Here, see the definition of the time constant is a time required for the current flowing in the RL series circuit to reach its maximum steady state value is equivalent to phi time constant, that is phi tau. See here that is mentioned, it's what is a phi tau. After that your response has become what is a steady state. So this is measured by tau, that equal to L by R. Okay. So in a RL circuit, whenever you get the response, that is like, for example, e raised to t by tau. So whatever there in the denominator, that will become your time constant in the case of RL circuit. So same manner you can find out the time constant for the RC circuit. So whatever there in the denominator in the RC, that will become time constant. See, in case of RL circuit, the value of tau, that will become L by R. And in case of RC circuit, the value of tau, that will become what? It's RC. So I hope this source free circuit RL and RC is clear, as well as this time constant of RL and RC is clear. Now in the next session we will discuss how we can find out the response of the second order system. That means instead of the one differentiation, if we have the power of the differentiation that equal to 2, then how we can solve our particular diagram. So here in a first order system only we have a one energy storage element, but in a second order system we have a more than one energy storage element. So we will see how we can solve that particular example and relate it to that. Alright, so I hope this session is clear. Thank you.